Welcome to Full Frontal. I'm Samantha B. Fascism, not just a word to scream at your dad anymore. Why can't I have a Gap sweatshirt? Kelsey has one, you fascist. No, fascism is back for real. From the rise of the alt-right to the horror of Trump's anti-immigrant policy to the savvy new marketing of Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf as a hit young adult novel, authoritarianism and racism are creeping into every part of our once okay institutions, and not just superstar racists like Donald Trump. There are lots of eager young monsters out there paying their dues, getting ever closer to a shot at the big time. So please enjoy as Samantha B's Just for Screams Festival presents Fascists to Watch.
6 million Jews. Ridiculous.
It's anti-white, that's what it is.
The whole idea of diversity is a bunch of crap.
Pepe's become kind of a symbol.
First up, Corey Stewart. When seeking the GOP senatorial nomination in Virginia, Stewart was formally endorsed by white nationalists and anti-Semites. Normally, I wouldn't even say the name of a super racist nut job like this on TV, except that he fucking won the Republican primary.
Corey Stewart defeated two opponents, gaining the nomination in the GOP Senate primary last night.
Before that white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia last year, Stewart made several joint appearances with Jason Kessler, the white nationalist who organized the rally. Here are the two together in 2017. Stewart even told the Washington Post that no apology was needed, saying, quote, all the weak Republicans, they couldn't apologize fast enough. They played right into the hands of the left wing. Those Nazi people have nothing to do with the Republican Party. There was no reason to apologize.
Yep, Corey Stewart called mainstream Republicans weak for condemning a Nazi rally that killed an innocent woman. Nothing bad would have happened if we had just let the Nazis Nazi. I mean, everyone remembers Churchill's famous speech, "We shall ignore Nazis on the beach. We shall ignore Nazis on the landing grounds." And in addition to being a little too into statues of Robert E. Lee, he's also a lot too into the state of Virginia.
You know, when you travel around America, no matter where you go in the world, and somebody asks you where you're from, you say with pride, I am from Virginia. I'm from Virginia. Virginia is the state of Washington, Jefferson, Madison, and Monroe. But it's also the state of Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson.
Guess whose state it isn't? Corey Stewart's! Surprise! This bitch was born and raised in Minnesota, a state that absolutely fought for the North. Corey Stewart calls himself a proud Southerner, but it's the equivalent of spending a semester abroad in London and coming back with an accent. Hello, Mom, do stop faffing about and send me 60 quid for like some Plan B and some snacks. He can say heritage, not hate, all he wants, but he doesn't actually have Confederate heritage, which means ding, 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 he's just left with the hate. Stewart is scary, but at least he's unlikely to win. He's currently getting crushed in the polls by his opponent, Tim Kaine. Good job, buddy.
Gracias.
De nada. Still, it's terrifying that Stewart's the GOP nominee for a major office. And some far-right candidates have actually been elected to GOP positions already, like baby-faced Washington state bigot James Alsop. Here he is at the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville talking racism to millennials.
Look up the bell curve. Look up these other studies. Guys, low IQ migrants cannot function in societies where you need to get jobs, okay? And so when we say, oh, we're gonna bring in more migrants, no.
Okay, you can't guess someone's IQ based on where they came from, which is great news for Americans, because you make us look really fucking dumb. Also, seen here sucking in his beer gut, but not his racism, managed to get himself elected uncontested to a Republican precinct committee position. It may be low level, but he thinks he can use it to build the Republican Party of his dreams, and he's encouraging others to follow his playbook.
If you are like a college guy or a college girl and you are on a college campus, if you have like 3 or 4 like fashy goy friends, you can take over your school's like college Republicans group and move it to essentially being like an alt-right club. It gives you political credibility. It gives you all of these things that come along with the name of being a Republican.
That's so great. Nazis understand grassroots organizing better than the Democrats. Start local, bring people in. Now we're just gonna get some some sitcom stars to sing fight song and call it a day. But we don't just have to worry about bros spouting off on YouTube about fascies and cucks. Even more frightening are the bureaucrats behind the scenes, quietly making sure the trains run on time. Or, in the case of E. Scott Lloyd, director of the Office of Refugee Resettlement, making sure nothing runs on time. Under Lloyd's tenure, the ORR, an agency that is supposed to help refugees, now focuses on imprisoning them instead. That's like if the Red Cross changed its mission from giving blood to drinking blood. That is not what you are for. When he's not busy blocking refugee women from access to abortions, Lloyd is also single-handedly responsible for keeping hundreds of kids locked up in baby jail for longer than they need to be. Lloyd told subordinates last year that he'd have to personally sign off before any kids could be released from ORR's secure facilities. In one case, his office kept a teenage boy in detention for 8 months because they claimed his tattoos indicated gang affiliation. According to his lawyers, the boy has no tattoos. Lloyd's ORR is so terrified of brown children, they're hallucinating MS-13 tattoos. But to be fair, every time I look at his face, I see this tattoo. Lloyd is quietly making racial persecution an official institution. He's not one of those ranting Nazi lunatics, but oh, don't worry, because we have those too. Take GOP congressional nominee and actual Nazi Arthur Jones.
The white majority are fed up of this corrupt and decadent two-party, Jew party, queer party system.
Two-party, Jew party, queer party is also the name of Jones's Dr. Seuss-inspired children's book. I would not, could not with a Jew. I would not, could not with gays too. So remember, even if the president loses re-election in 2020 or is impeached in 2019 or accidentally locks himself in the White House pantry tomorrow, there's still an up-and-coming crop of absolute nightmares to watch out for. Oh, I never thought I would say this, but God, I hope college Republicans can save democracy. We'll be right back.